Gilmore Girls prequel is going to give us details as to why Richard's mother wrote that heinous letter to Richard the night before he was supposed to marry Emily. If you want to learn more about the prequel, make sure you're following this account right now. Season 4, episode 16 of Gilmore Girls gives us everything we need to know about the prequel for Emily and Richard. We all know Amy Sherman Palladino is going to wrap this up in full circle, and this is how it's going to happen. Emily came back from her bachelorette party and she could not take off her wedding dress, and she was dreaming about all the things that she was going to do as Mrs. Emily Gilmore. She decides to sneak out of her room and see Richard for one last time before they wed the next day. Lighthearted way, she mentions that she doesn't think the Gilmore name is as cool as her maiden name, and she thinks that she should just give her maiden name to him. Richard is so stressed out from the wedding, he misses this as a joke, and he talks about how his mother's maiden name was Gilmore and how important it was to keep the Gilmore name in the family. When Richard explains to Emily why his mother's last name is also Gilmore, Emily has a similar reaction as Lorelai, talking about how gross it is and makes a quippy comment about it. Richard, being stressed out from the wedding, doesn't really see it as funny, but Emily finds a way to touch his heart and have him laugh it off. The reason why he chose Emily and not Pennell and Lot is because Emily could reach him in ways that Pennell and Lot couldn't. So Richard decided to talk to his mother about this silly circumstance in a way that he never saw it before. His mother, either driven by family loyalty or embarrassment, decides that this is simply unacceptable way to view the Gilmore name because it is a proud, strong name with a very strong tradition. Perhaps Richard's own mother was embarrassed to be marrying her second cousin, but over time she convinced herself that this was the right thing to do to keep the family lines closed. In order to take control of the situation and to not allow herself to open up old wounds, she decides that she's going to write a letter to Richard at the last minute because she thinks that Pennell and Lot would never react this way or make her feel any shame like Emily did. This is where the full circle moment comes. Just like Emily didn't want to teach Lorelai the system while she was organizing Lorelai Sr.'s affairs, Rory also wanted to learn the system so that she could help her mother, and Lorelai declined the help. It's very likely that Richard's mother would have done the same to Emily. First, Lorelai is suppressing her embarrassment from marrying somebody within her own family and having the same maiden name. She tries to prevent future embarrassment by trying to encourage Richard to marry Pennell and Lot because Emily is more outspoken than Pennell and Lot was. We have an infinity of full circle moments. If you are like me and you really want a Gilmore Girls prequel, make sure to follow this page, comment, interact with it so that we can get this to Amy Sherman Palladino and maybe we can make it happen. We desperately want to know the background characters and what motivates them and more details about each of them and what makes them tick. And I want to see that paralleled in the actual series of Gilmore Girls as well.